From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. Calgary police now confirm the man arrested yesterday in the deaths of two young children is their father. The 3-year-old girl and 5-year-old boy were found in an SUV yesterday morning. And Staff Sergeant Mark Ron says police have dealt with this family before.
On 4 instances, we had attended their communal address in the past. No charges were ever laid out of any of those domestic investigations, but there was never any violence against the children.
Police allege the man picked up the children Wednesday afternoon from their mother's home for a visit, but they never returned. The father's now charged with first-degree murder. Prime Minister Mark Carney is rejecting the idea that Canada might use energy or critical minerals as leverage in upcoming U.S. trade talks.
As you can sense, I reject that characterization of it's leverage. It's looking at, is it in our mutual interest to trade more? Where is it? And if it's not there, we have other options.
U.S. Trade Representative Jameson Greer warned against Canada leveraging its resources in discussions about renewing the Continental Free Trade Pact. A long-awaited public hearing into the 2015 police-involved death of a man has been delayed again until the fall. This delay is to give one of the 7 Vancouver officers under investigation time to find a new lawyer. The Royal Conservatory of Music will launch an independent investigation into sexual abuse allegations against one of its most prominent teachers. The decision comes months after the first public accusation against Boris Berlin. He died in 2001 and taught with the Toronto-based school for more than 70 years. Canadian patients who are taking Ozempic now have 2 generic options to choose from. Health Canada has approved a version of semaglutide made by Toronto-based drug maker Apotex. The injectable medications are approved for treating type 2 diabetes in adults, but Ozempic is often prescribed off-label for weight loss. A lot of people without drug coverage have been eagerly awaiting generics because the brand name original can cost hundreds of dollars per month. The federal government plans to quadruple the maximum fine for airlines who repeatedly violate passengers' rights to $1 million.
Transport Minister Stephen McKinnon says fining airlines is a last resort, but the current system, the Canadian Transportation Agency, isn't working. The agency has a backlog of over 97,000 cases and ordered $1.4 million in fines last year to airlines that violated the air passenger protection regulations. The government has announced plans to outsource the air passenger complaints process to a third party in an attempt to clear the backlog. Naira Ahmed, The Canadian Press.
This is The Canadian Press. In sports, the Montreal Canadiens look to clinch a spot in the second round of the NHL playoffs with a win tonight over the visiting Tampa Bay Lightning. Habs lead the best-of-7 opening round series 3-2. The Toronto Raptors will likely be without all-star forward Brandon Ingram when they try to stave off elimination from the NBA playoffs. Raps enter tonight's Game 6, trailing Cleveland 3-2. In baseball, the Toronto Blue Jays continue their 4-game series in Minneapolis. 20 horses will run the 152nd Kentucky Derby tomorrow in Louisville. And as ESPN's Marty Smith explains, Renegade started the day as the morning line favorite.
But there's a caveat. Renegade drew the vaunted rail, the one post. No horse has won from that starting position here at Churchill Downs in 40 years.
The first leg of the Triple Crown is so wide open, at least a half dozen horses have a legitimate chance to win the iconic race. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.